What is my take on controllers in retro games? Well, I think controllers are a thing you can't necessarily detach from the experience. Anyone who has played games on emulators can kind of speak to this. Playing an N64 game on a PlayStation controller just doesn't feel the same as playing on the original three-pronged N64 controller. This is especially the case for things like motion controls. Like, a lot of Wii games were built for the Wiimote, and they don't really work the same on more standard controllers right now. Now, there is a bit of controller overlap, like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X controllers are very similar. And they are kind of made to play generic AAA games, so that's not a big deal. But even so, the PS5 has things that add to the experience, like the haptic triggers. Playing with and without them creates two different experiences. Like, consider playing MMOs with a controller versus playing MMOs with a keyboard and mouse. If you're playing with a keyboard and mouse, all your abilities are right at your fingertips. You can type whatever you want, whenever you want. You can emote easily. If you're playing with a controller, even communicating with other people requires you to go to a weird touch interface, to use wheels to select emotes. It becomes more cumbersome. They're two very different experiences. That means you could be talking about the same MMO and have one person say that the controls were clunky and difficult, another person say that the controls were streamlined and easy, and they could just be talking about two different things, and you won't know that unless you talk to them about what controllers they used. This is why I think it's important to not just save the software of video games, but the hardware as well. Playing an NES game on an NES controller is just much different than playing an NES game on a modern-day controller. And while I wouldn't say that everybody has to go out and get an original NES, you can find NES USB controller replicas on Amazon for like $5. And so if you're emulating an NES, I suggest you get one.